deal with those glasses. Okay, is this, can we go sideways? That's going to be no. Can we do it now? Boop, boop. Okay. Well, it looks like it's going to be some vertical video for you guys. So, one of them things. So you guys just going to have to deal with it today. I don't have enough brain power to figure out exactly what's going on. So, yeah. All right. So it is spring. It is March something. Not sure what. However, time did change, so I look like crap because I lost an hour of my beauty sleep. And at my age, it's that's getting very important. So, give me a second. Hey, buddy. We're gonna be doing a live stream, so just do your thing. Don't worry about making noise, whatnot. We're gonna be good to go. Okay. Cool. All right. Live stream on. Got my comment maker. So, all right.
Andre Grenier says, "Good morning from Grand Falls, New Brunswick, Canada."
Yeah. Andre Grenier. You got to get sound it. You got to make it French. Grenier. You know, they say, oh, look, the camera's turning. She's going to be on video. All right. So anyway, so what's going on, guys, is I wanted to take a little bit of time to tell everybody kind of what's been going on. My God, like yesterday it was January the 1st, and then I blinked, and then it's sometime in March, and my gosh, has it been a run. Last year was tough, no two ways about it, but we managed to pull through everything. But boy, it has been tooth and nail. You reckon that's going to be too loud? Hey guys, can you guys hear over the grinder? Like I said, I don't have my microphone on, so I've got the open thing. So, well, I'm just, when the comments come up, if the grinder's too loud, let me know. Anyway, so yeah, it's been a lot. We managed to get through. Yeah, I think everybody's good. We managed to get through everything, but it was a lot. Being able to go to South Carolina and Perry with everything was a tremendous deal. Like I said, thankfully I had my new straw boss in South Carolina, and we got a lot of good stuff done there. And guys, we filmed that whole run for YouTube. Got some good data points back from it, and I wanted to, it's Sunday, it's a slow Sunday. We're going to start doing something cool today, but I kind of wanted to give everybody a bit of a heads up on exactly what's been going on and what the future is going to hold for what we're doing here at Purgatory Ironworks, because the landscape has really changed. So tell you what, let's go over here where I can actually, I'm not having to stand up and hold this damn thing. Where am I going? Why don't we go over to my new building? How about that? I go over to my new fancy building. So yeah, a lot of things been happening. So let me try to collect my thoughts here. So chief among this, the business model for Purgatory has really shifted to actually traveling and doing shows. Not only do, a lot of folks know that we actually have a traveling blacksmith rig, but in the past year, for those of you who don't know, we started actually adding different crafters. So now we have a woodworker, we have a broom maker, we have all kind of cool stuff. In fact, we're even adding a cooking rig, and we built this big, super nice building so that we can set everything else up under it. Now, for those of you that have been kind of hanging around, you guys have already seen the videos and the photographs of the events we've been having here. Right now, let me flip this around. Right now, we have unloaded everything, and we're about to set everything back up. Check out that awesome sign. There's one of our blacksmith wagons, but we're about to set all of our tents up over here so that we can start refining the shows, tweaking them, making them better, and all that kind of good stuff. So this building was just a huge thing for me. Not just for the reason of actually being able to set up the shows, but also because, if you guys know, we've had the bunk buildings, we've had all that kind of good stuff for years and years and years. We just never had a place, a nice shelter to be able to teach or hold classes. And well, now we do. So that was awesome. But that was a little exhausting. So we got this building done, and we still had, January the 1st, we were still exhausted from the Dothan show and Thomasville Victorian Christmas. And I made the command decision, hey, we're going to have our blacksmith event, in January. So with the building being, I think, 7 or 8 days old, we put on our blacksmith event. We had about 30, 40 folks here. It was a great weekend. Kirk Sullins came up, who's one of our more famous blacksmiths out of Florida, did an incredible job. And then immediately got everything cleaned up from that, packed up, and then went to the Pasco County Fair. Took 3 people down there, and it's been, like I said, it's been absolutely nonstop. Hang on a second. I got a. All right. You see this? You see it's come to this, right? You need to turn the camera sideways and activate the record. That way you get the widescreen. So here's the deal. The orientation is locked in this aggravating damn thing. So unless I restart the live stream, I think have to restart it. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, that sucks. So we'll do it next time. But anyway, so that's kind of where we're at. We got this done, and now we're here. And what is in store for the rest of the year? Well, 100% we are, the majority of the shop is moving towards doing the shows on the road. I mean, this entire year is going to be about recruitment, about getting performers down here, training them, and having a recruitment pool so that when we go to these shows in the fall, we have good people to do our shows, and everybody's going to go out and camp out for 2 weeks and make some money. So it's a good plan there. However, that's in the fall. What's going to go on in between is that we're going to be making some new strolling acts. Now, here's the thing. I've got a lock on doing the, basically the blacksmithing stuff and all that kind of good deal. I mean, we got some cool rigs. But the real big thing is we need to diversify a bit. So the huge project that's going to be going on for us over the next couple months is going to be our new musical strolling act. Now many of you know that I've had a very talented young lady that has been working with me over the past year. You've seen her skulking in the backgrounds, all that kind of good stuff. She's skulked. Yeah, she's skulked. I'm sorry, I'm gonna put the camera down here so nobody can see those legs. But what's happening is that she is also an incredibly talented piano player. And so the cool thing is we came up with a new rig. We're going to build essentially a small parade float that has her piano in there. It's going to be kind of around 1900s, kind of Edwardian. And then, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. We've also purchased a 1921 Model T Doctor's Coupe. Check this girl out. Now, you may have seen the pictures. We have had this sitting in under shelter since October. And this is an original. It's been restored. The engine actually works, which is kind of part of the shame of this. But check out this interior. Now, it has been restored probably about 20 or 30 years ago. This is certainly not the original seat and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, check that out. So the idea is that we are going to take this Model T and we are going to make some certain changes to it. And this is going to pull her gazebo, and she's going to play the piano, and this is going to drive around the places at the state fairs. Now, the super cool part about this, kind of the pain in the butt about this, is that when you're at a state fair, state fairs, as a general rule, do not allow combustion engines. So this is a problem. So even though this is a super cool car, that engine's a problem. Now, even if I had this engine in complete, perfect working order, the issue is it still can't be on state grounds. And even if it could, the problem is now you have an engine that you have to maintain, and it's a freaking 100 years old. So this is kind of the travesty part of all this. We are going to end up taking this engine out and most of the drivetrain, and that doesn't look like much, but that's about 10 grand right there. That is a new electric axle. We're basically going to convert this to an electric Model T. Check out that trunk. And if we can do that, then this piece can be on any fairgrounds anywhere. And we're putting in the good stuff. So we have a $3,000 lithium battery. So this thing is actually going to be a legitimate electric car. It's not just going to be like a golf cart. According to the specs of the motor that we're putting on here, it should be able to push this Model T about 40, 50 miles an hour, and it should have a range of about 35 miles on that battery. So that's going to be pretty freaking awesome. But so let me see if I can get my my booty in here. It's all right. So this is what happens. Now here's one issue. All right, you see this right here? You see there's only about 3 inches for wiener clearance right there. So I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm a big boy. So in order to get into this thing comfortably, what I have to do is I have to remove, I've really got to remove this nut right here, like that. And you take the steering wheel off so that my big booty can get up in here. All right, here we go. Herp. Come on, wiener. Okay, all right. All right, folks, there's your first person view of a Model T. I have my steering wheel here. You know, one of the crazy things in the old videos, I used to actually, you'd see the guys and the steering wheel would come off. Well, that's because like it was a super common thing. The weird steering wheels did come off.
James Brady and Mark Goggin saying hello.
James Brady and Mark Goggin, how you guys doing? Hope everything's well with you, Mark. James Brady too. Okay, all right, we got this thing. It's got a little pin that it's got a keyway that it sits over. Here we go. And here we go. There's your view. But I'm going to tell you, nobody look at my wing. You guys can see that this thing is really right down in your lap. You guys can see the control pedals here. These things do not work like a standard car. There is a clutch. There is a handbrake right here. But these things do not work like your standard thing. There is a clutch, but the shifting is all wonky. It's not like a standard 8. This is like one of the first iterations of a car. So it is really kind of weird how the shifting goes, and I'm not super certain of it. But yeah, you got blinker lights and all that kind of good deal, but the shifter is super weird. But it is a really cool little place to be hanging in right here. Whoever did the last upholstery did this kind of this Victorian flavor in here, and it's beautiful. It's actually one of the reasons that we bought this piece, because just this looked so particularly nice. I mean, this fit the look that we wanted. Oh, the other thing I want to show you is actually how this door works. So hang on. All right, so understand that this framing in here is like all wood, but you can see we've got a window here. But if you look on this side and this side, there is no handle to bring the window up. So, but check this out. So this is actually a tab that goes down to the bottom of the window, and that's how you raise the window up, and you put a knot in it to to make sure it doesn't go back down. How wild is that? Check that out. And because there is no AC in here, what you have is you actually have these little guys right here, and the window will actually fold down. You can fold it halfway, but it will allow you to get a little bit of ventilation in here because it's quite toasty. It's quite toasty, so it's awesome stuff. So anyway, I'm going to show you guys under this bad boy real quick and show you exactly what we're going to be doing. Now, I got to tell you, you guys know that I'm, again, being a blacksmith, I am super into the old stuff and preserving history. So just a tad bit to have to do these modifications, but it's necessary. There's a lot of these Model Ts out here. They are not rare. They made millions of these, and there are just oodles of these guys out here that have been restored. So that makes me feel a little bit better, but still, hacking on a 100-year-old piece of nice stuff bothers me. All right, now don't look me in the eye when I do this. It makes me nervous. Oh God. Okay, I'm out of here. I made it. Hush. Don't you say anything bad about me. Okay. All right. So this is what they call a doctor's coupe. The Model Ts apparently all had the same frame, but the chassis was different. And this is what they call the doctor's coupe. So it's actually got a little bit of the trunk here. And let's go under. All right. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If I ever worry about my weight, it's because I got to slide my big ass up under this thing here. Need to hold my ass is what you need to do. Because I'm about to bust my ass on this dog bone. Okay. All right. This is where you have to like suck in the gut. Don't breathe. All right. I'm gonna put my hat back on. Nobody sees my hair loss. All right. So this is going to the front of the T, and what's so crazy about this is that, again, this kind of being the first type of car, this is your transmission, this is your bell housing right here, right? So the wild thing is, look, this around, I can't see crap. Okay. All right, so this is the bottom oil pan of your engine. The bell housing and this oil pan are all the same thing, okay? Now here's the real trick. Here is the rail, the main frame rail. This bell housing is actually a structural element to the car. If you look up here, you can see these stabilizing struts. They actually attach to the damn bell housing. So the motor itself is very much like one of the old tractors in that the engine itself acts as a structural component. Now the challenge for us is if I take this engine out, because it's just going to be dead weight if we add the electric motor, all of this has to come out, and then I'm going to have to come in here and build another a frame, an angle iron frame, just to replace the stiff. Having done that, let me show you guys from back here. Now this, what we would mostly call a, we would call this a, oh my God, we call this a drive, you know, a drive tube. Well, this is what we call a drive tube. The cool thing about this, it's not a drive shaft because the drive tube is completely enclosed. Like it goes from the bell housing all the way to the rear differential, and the entire system is one lubrication system. So it's not modular. The modularity of being able to remove like the drive shaft and the bell housing and the transmission, that all came much later. So what's going to end up happening is the drive tube is going to come out, the rear axle is going to come out, everything here, even the exhaust in here is going to come out. So we're going to be pretty much just to the frame rails up here. Now, the issue, among many of them, all right, come on, big boy, squeeze it, suck that gut in. This is the suspension for a Model T. This is called a wishbone suspension. Notice that it is parallel with the axle. Because of that axle and where the motor sets on it, it's going to interfere with that spring. So we have to remove that spring and we're going to have to build what they call a 4-link suspension to allow the electric motor on the new axle to be able to actually go. So we're going to have to like take all this stuff out, build a 4-link system, and add regular motorcycle shocks. So it's going to be quite a build. We're actually going to end up stripping about 600 pounds of engine and metal off of this bad boy in order to set it out to be electric. So it's going to be quite the deal. I'm not a super mechanic guy. I mean, I can fix things on cars, but you know, this is going to be a bit of a stretch with what we're doing. And then we actually have to adapt to the wheels. Now, if you guys want to know what a pain in the butt is to try to find adapters for 1921 wooden car wheels, let me tell you. So, let me collect all my crap back up under here and see if I can't slip my way out. Uno momento, por favor. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. I'm making it happen here. And now the crazy thing is I got to get off this dog bone. It's going to look like a walrus in a National Geographic movie. So hang on. I made it. Don't worry, I'm alive. I'm 50 and I'm alive. But anyway, so that's what's been going to go on. That's what's been got to go on. It's been a long week. Been a long week. But that's what's going to happen here over the next couple of weeks. In fact, today is my first day to actually start working on the T. I'm going to start pulling parts off of it, and hopefully before the week is out, I'll at least have everything prepped and ready for the axle to go in. So, watching from the ER. Hey, see you in just a little bit. Right? See you in a few moments. Thank you for watching. Get a table prep for me. The other thing that's happening, and guys, if you don't know, like I said, we are going to be doing our blacksmith event. Hang on, I'm trying to get comfortable. There we go. Whew. We're going to be doing our blacksmith event every month now, hopefully at the end of the month. March is no different. We're already opening things up. So what we're doing, it's going to be like 20 or 30 bucks, somewhere along in there. I can't remember what price we landed on just to cover your steel and coal. Of course, we'll have rooms to rent and we'll be selling food. That's how we'll be able to fund everything. But we're going to have those events every month. And of course, that's the bait to sell classes to everybody. So it'll be awesome stuff. I'll be working on the Model T, and hopefully, once we're done with the T, we're going to start working on the float itself. And if we're very lucky, we'll have everything ready by the Florida show in May. This will be the Florida show. So, but like I said, man, things are changing. And as far as YouTube goes, that's a conundrum. And that's one of the last things I want to talk to you guys about. Now, of course, if you're a Patreon, I'll run my mouth a little bit about more because you guys actually pay for this stuff. That entire run that we did last year was a great run. It was great content, and we got nowhere with it. We're not the only ones. I've talked with several other legacy creators, and there just seems to be a brick wall. I don't know if we're being throttled or shadow banned, but we are just making absolutely no headway on that. And so, especially with the business budding, it becomes an issue of like, why do we keep doing that? Now, the first answer is we have Patreons that pay us to do that, right? It's not a lot, but, and the other issue is I love doing this stuff, but in order to kind of be able to bring this in line with, you know, because I need to be working on the T today. You know, how in the world do we produce some good content that we share with you guys and not overly interfere with the work that we need to do to actually make sure and keep the lights on? And that's a good question. I don't have a great answer for it, but I know we are going to have to change some things about how we film, and YouTube has changed. YouTube is really no longer, you know, the long format stuff. Well, I say the video format we did. Now it's live. It's the extremes. It's either a 5-hour live stream, right, or it's a 10-second short. Our behind the scenes lady, Miss Kenna's been working on it, and it just we really haven't been able to find the code for it. I mean, now you guys have been with me. Most of you folks here have been with me for years. You are our core group, but you know, that's who we've got, and we are glad to be here with you. But if we're going to grow it, I don't know how to do that, because we have approached this from just about every angle possible. And even the big guys like Jimmy DeResta and some of the other guys that I know, they're having a very similar issue. So I don't know if we are actively being throttled, or maybe time has just passed us by. I don't know. But at any rate, time has changed. That means it's probably already almost freaking lunchtime. I hadn't even got started yet. 10:15. Okay, at least we got an hour. So I got to start pulling parts off of here, but I wanted to take the time on Sunday to do a bit of a live stream for you guys and just chat with you folks. Maybe we're going to be able to do a little bit more of this. Just don't know. But anyway, we got a lot of cool stuff going on. I'm going to keep you guys posted with some pictures and some progress on the T. And I can't wait to actually give you guys a video of the electric Model T hauling ass down the road as a wheel comes flying off. So I hope to provide some good content there, right? So anyway, guys, good to see y'all. I'm going to bounce out. Thank you guys for being here again. For you Patreons that are watching, thank you so very much. If it hadn't been for you guys, we would not have been here this long. So thank you for hanging in there, and we'll hopefully got some cool stuff coming out for you guys later. So y'all be safe, and you know, go get some work done. Adios.